Hello everyone, my name is Yubi and welcome back to another video. This time I will be back to the Red Velvet Dragon as I have not covered it since Biscuits came out, probably a long time before that actually. So I'm here to show you how to run a more modern team, something more updated. And what is that? That is healerless. Trying to go without any healer, just purely surviving based on like shields and damage resist alone. And this is what a lot of like higher end players run nowadays. Though there are some variations of this team, like for example no Margarine and using cream puff instead, or using matcha, gross. But this is the one I prefer, and this is the one I think is most stable and the easiest to build. But this is still a pretty high end team. If you can't build this, then that is no problem, because you can still use the standard ROCKSTAR team, which I will have linked in the description, or the new Mystic Flower team that came out. It's a bit better than ROCKSTAR actually, but I can't really cover that because, well, I don't have her yet, so I can't make a video on that, but there's already a video on that, so I will link that below. And yes, because I have Mystic Flower, I can't cover that other disgusting team with her either. Don't ask me for that one. Anyway, let's get right into the team itself, shall we? So, the team as follows. Rebel, Margarine, Prune, Black Raisin, and Linzer. For treasures, it will be Scroll, Watch, and Whistle. Now, this is what matters. Whistle will be going either on the Prune Juice, always on Prune Juice, and then either on Black Raisin or Rebel. This depends if you're hitting a high level boss or low level boss. On a high level boss, so above like a 140, it is definitely best to have it on Black Raisin. But if you have it on Black Raisin on like the lower levels, your team might die way more easily than having it on Rebel. So having it on Rebel on like lower levels, so below 140, will probably be a lot safer. So let's get right into the toppings, shall we? And the biscuits. Can't forget those. So, for Rebel, I am running a full cooldown set myself. For him, you will be needing at least like 92.5 cooldown, and to be safe, at least 40% damage resist. Especially if you don't have the whistle on him, you definitely need at least 40. You can maybe drop it a little bit if you have the whistle on it, but I will still recommend 40 just to be safe. Also, you will want at least 5% attack speed, as that makes him hit his skill faster and apply his shields faster. So, Margarine. For Margarine, I am using a mix set because I have a decent amount, not like good, but decent amount of cooldown on my biscuit. And because of that, I can actually not run a full cooldown set, but you run 2 crit sets, pieces. If you have to choose between crit and attack, usually pick crit. Anyway, for him, at least 20% damage is plenty, that's enough. And then for his cooldown, you will want between 27.1 and about 29. Somewhere in that range will work fine. Now, Prune Juice. This very highly depends on your biscuit. For his biscuit, you will be wanting to aim for full cooldown lines. I know this is not the easiest to do, but it's fine if you can't do this. You can still run this even if you have like almost no cooldown on your biscuit. Maybe like a 1 sub and then you'll have enough. So, how many raspberries you can run very highly depends on how much cooldown is on your biscuit. For your total cooldown, the minimum is 31.9 exactly. I have a little bit of attack speed just for leniency, but 31.9 is like the bare minimum that you can run on him. And for him, at least I would say 22 DR is enough. And then of course focus like attack and crit if you can afford. I couldn't, but that's okay. Also, in the run, he takes a little bit of damage at the end from the dragon slamming his head down. You can prevent this if you have 33 cooldown. But for me, if I were to put that on him, I would actually lose a lot of attack and that wouldn't make it worth it. But if you have that, you can actually lower his damage resist to about 20, which is quite nice. So if that is better for you, just try that out. But if that isn't, that's fine, because I don't use it myself either. Now, Black Raisin. Again, you will want the whistle on her, mostly on her, especially for like higher levels, but it's fine if you don't have it on her. So if you have the whistle on her, and 25% damage resist is enough. But if you don't have the whistle on her, I recommend 40 as well. But yes, 25 is enough. For cooldown, it's about between 27.6 and then maybe like 29.5 maximum. You don't want it to go too fast. And for her, you know how her skill works. I will be prioritizing a lot of crit substats because that makes the skill better. Alternatively, you can also get a biscuit from like episode 3 with darkness type damage up. Unfortunately, I don't own a single one of those, so I couldn't show that to you today because I haven't done episode 3. Don't sue me. But yes, just focus crit on her. I have plenty of DR, plenty of attack, and you do need some attack subs if you want her to take the whistle over Rebel. For me, it's a really close call. But yeah, now Linzer. First of all, before I show you the toppings, this is very, 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 very important. If you have the chance to not level her skill, don't do it. Because, look, I have a level 1 skill, and why do I have a level 1 skill, you may ask? Because this makes her survive so much easier. She takes so much less damage reflect this way. If you want to level it, that is fine. You get about 30 million damage. If you think that's valuable enough to level it, then go ahead. But if you have it maxed out, you will need at least 70% damage resist. And I know not everyone has that. And if you have a level 1 skill, the entry is a lot easier. Also, I can ascend her. I'm just going to leave that for now, though. I'll do that later. Anyway, for Linzer, this depends on your skill level. But baseline, you will want 70% DR. If you have a level 1 skill like I do, you can get by about 55 plus. So you still need a damage resist sub on her biscuit. And of course, you'll be running 4 almonds anyway. For her attack speed, I found about like 12 to 14% to be the best if you have a max skill. But if you don't have a max skill like I do, you can go above that. About 17 is the best. Don't try to go too high. I have tried 30% attack speed on her. It did not go well. So don't try to go too high. If you have high attack speeds, don't go above like 19, okay? Like 17 is fine. But yeah, that is going to be all the toppings. So let's get right into the run, shall we? Thankfully, the strategy is quite easy to understand. It's mostly just spamming everyone. But one thing you have to note about Linzer, you have to use her when her stacks say 7. If you use her any earlier, you do get less weakness, which means you do less damage. So always delay your Linzer to be 7 stacks, but everyone else just spam. So start up by queuing up Rebel, and then at the very start, you spam everyone. Spam everyone? Even Linzer? There you go. I still like to work with queuing, especially for my Prune, because my Prune has like pretty much the lowest cooldown that will work. Queue a Prune. You may need to delay Linzer a little bit there, but just tap her as soon as she gets to max skill. Everyone. I do very much recommend playing this strategy on 1 time speed so you don't mess up. Anyway, you queue Margarine here and then switch to Rebel so that your Linzer doesn't cast early. And yes, Prune may get low here, but he will not die. He cannot die to damage reflect, so you don't have to worry about that. And just use everyone's skills. And there you go. So timing is quite easy once you get it down. It's just getting to learn it a little bit, but then you're pretty set. So this is for me, this was 2.4 billion. Of course, it goes higher the more attack you have on your Prune. So that matters a lot. But then again, you also can put a lot of crit on Margarine and on Black Raisin, and that does also help quite a bit with your damage. But yeah, that is it. My Black Raisin actually did pretty low this time for what she usually does, but oh well, it's fine. Anyway, that will be it for this video. I hope this was helpful to you, and see you in another one maybe. Goodbye!